Good morning, Airband. It's about 6:25 on Friday morning on the 10th of July, and I'm working with the Montecloud folks, and so I've logged into the AWS console. They right now are in beta testing with their Azure connector. I've gone to their console, so the app.montecloud.com day 2 console, and I've connected my Hybrid Cloud Gurus account to this infrastructure, and I've already selected the customized views here for the development department. So it's giving me some high-level view of my servers and operating systems, my server groups and my storage groups and resources, I would say what you'd expect to see. If I look at operations, I can have some scheduled tasks. The most interesting, obviously, patch compliance is something that a lot of people do. The desired state place is a pretty interesting thing. So this says I want to make sure that, all of my servers are at a certain point, or all of my serverless infrastructure is a certain point. I want to drill down on what I think is the most interesting here. So if I look at the catalog, and I'll find something that is a really common thing that we might need to do. So this is an Apache web server. It was created by Montecloud. It is a CloudFormation script primarily. It shows the application architecture diagram, and this is a really interesting piece of the proprietary code. That's created automatically as you start to build applications. So you've got the roles that are required. You've got the Elastic IP. You've got the S3 bucket and all those things that are part of the application. It actually then shows you the deployment code. So in this case, this would be CloudFormation, but this could be an ACE template. This could be PHP or Ruby or whatever. It shows you what it's doing and what you might want to go in and change. So you could add a task in here. Gives you what parameters are required. And then it gives you the monitoring metrics that you should be watching for. And so I'm actually going to go ahead and just deploy this. And I'm going to say select it for Hybrid Cloud Gurus. Now, that is connecting it to my AWS account. Obviously, we would want to do it for Azure here. I'm going to go ahead and pick, hopefully, what is I think that's the 85% choice in the world. And it says now you need to configure permissions to do this particular thing. It takes me into the permission console to say, is it okay to deploy this stack? It says, yep. Go ahead and deploy the stack. It's okay to create the stack. And it's just creating, in this case, a CloudFormation template that is going to be needed by this particular bit of code, right? So, and we can see that is creating here. And then as it checks for the permissions and creates a CloudFormation stack, and again, this is just running in the background. So as it's executing, as I think about this abstraction that Richard and I are talking about, it's really important for our customers as they're moving from AWS, Google, Alibaba, on-prem, whatever, to not have to necessarily understand all of the complexity of Azure as the target cloud. So this is an important thing to think about. And, it looks like you have all the required permissions to execute the blueprint. Go ahead and say next. We're going to call this Hybrid Cloud Gurus delete by 7/10/2020. And we're going to call this Hybrid Cloud Gurus test 01. I'm going to choose the smallest instance size, so T2 micro is fine. That should be part of the free tier. It says select the VPC you want it to be part of. I'm going to say, how about the default VPC, because we have to have virtual private cloud. Where do we want to deploy it? I'm going to go ahead and just pick US East here, the first one, because round robin is awesome. And I'm just going to say 10 0.0009. And then key pair, let's just pick the key pair that is default in this VPC. We do not, I'm going to say we do not need an elastic IP because I don't want to cost any money here. Enable notifications. Actually, I'm going to disable notifications because I don't want to add that to video. And then I would deploy the blueprint, but I don't want to be mean to the good folks at Montecloud. So that's the blueprint deployment, and I really think the value, if we think about it here, is to have some airband accelerators deployed here with Montecloud. And then obviously we can look at our applications, we can look at our reports. Obviously this is role-based access, so we can add people to it, and we can do something like, say, run the compliance summary, the pass summary across the entire Azure infrastructure. Tell me what's going on. Now, obviously, this is not Azure at the moment, so pretty amazing, really, if we think about how this all works. I'm impressed with how they've thought about this stuff. I'm gonna go look at my resources now, and if I had created anything in this trial sandbox, then we could delete it now. But if we look at this right now, I can say, tell me stuff by, say, by VPC, organize it by VPC. I could say things, show me things by CloudFormation, things I just ran. So that Apache, here's the CloudFormation for the Apache or the WordPress that I've been playing with a little bit today. So, wow, thank you. So Venkat and Montecloud team really appreciate what this is. I'm going to do a deeper dive on things that I found confusing as I went through this over the last couple of days. I'm not doing that this morning because I've got to get a few other things done for Microsoft, and then I'll do a quick video for you guys. So thanks for sharing. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.